show you one thing. It involves that and a little black box. And why the mask? Because I've decided until I feel really comfortable, I'm going to start wearing something over my face, or I'm not going to show my face at all. So just deal with it. I made this out of an old pillowcase just because I was like, why the funk not? But we'll start with what's in the little black box. And it's a few things that I made, and yes, my mask came undone. It does that a lot. Calm down. I'm sure no one's gonna actually complain about that, but you know what? There are people. First, it's a kunai that I made. And I made it out of just a little piece of wood. Not wood, my butt. Okay. Made it out of a piece of metal that I got from Home Depot. So, I just used an angle grinder to make the entire thing, and a pencil, so I could draw out everything. That's all I did. Now the two things that I made first is this knife. I'm pretty sure I made a video with this in it already. It's a double-edged blade or knife that I made out of a piece of metal that I found out my dad's steel pile, and I was like, hey, I can make something pretty cool out of this. So, crappy handle, crappy blade, made a knife. So, and then its brother, my hunting knife that I made. And you might be asking, how is it its brother? I have another piece of metal that was just like it. Crappy handle, crappy blade, and also the handle split right there. About, you can kind of, yeah, you can kind of tell. Where it did. Yeah. I want to get some leather so I can wrap this, but that didn't work at all. Let's try that again. There we go. And then one of my most iconic pieces that I did not make this. Did not make this at all. My friend got it from a store called the Whatever Shop in my grandparents' town. Yes, the place is straight up called the Whatever Shop. This mask is starting to get annoying. Pull it down a bit. It's a sheath knife. That's a saw blade knife. It's a lot better made, but it's a lot more flimsy. But since it's a saw blade, it's so much better than mine. And when I got this, I took it like this and just gently did that, and it shaved off a clean line from my arm of hair. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with it. I do have to find out some way of fixing this little problem here, and I'm probably just gonna wrap it or something. Neighbor. Yeah. I just found this really cool, and it's really good for utility because you need a saw, you got a saw. You just cut away. You need something to chop it just like that. The sheath obviously doesn't go with the shape of the blade at all, so that, or it was made for it, and it was made for either hand use, so you could use it left-handed, switch it like this, or you could use the right hand and put it on yourself like that. I don't know, but all I know is that it's really cool. These things, put them back in the box. 5 minutes, okay. Oh yeah, the big thing. The thing that I partially showed. Would you look at that? String came off. I'm just gonna put that behind me. If you know utility, you know what this is. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a pole saw, just without the blade. Because I replaced the blade and took off the outer shell part of it. So this is what the handle extended out from, and this is the old blade. Here, whichever hole it was. And sorry for the wind shaking the camera around. Right there is where you would put a bolt in, and right there is where there was a little piece of metal. There still is. I'll show you on this bolt. Right there. It's a completely different bolt too because I lost the other one. So I had to get a different nut and a different bolt for it. It would go on here like this. Like that. And it was bent forward more. And it would fit right over this little piece of metal. So if you had it just like on there, it would do this. But since that's there, you put it through there, it doesn't do that. It locks it in place. So okay, the style of thing that I was going for here with this is kind of apocalyptic. Got a better view of it. So I was like, old, I can replace the handle. I plan on sharpening this part to make it like an axe. And I'm just going to use like this part as a bludgeoning. So you kind of do that kind of thing. This is for cutting and stabbing, obviously. So I didn't clean up the blade as much as I do the other ones. I left it kind of rusty, so it would look like you just found like a working angle grinder or something, and you found a piece of metal and you like went to town on it. And I left everything rusty, so it looked like you just picked something up, made something, and then you're like, oh, I got some protection and some way of hunting, that kind of thing. I didn't harden the blade at all, so today I threw it at the ground and it bent the tip some, but that just kind of adds to it, I guess. It looks like something, I don't know, adds to it. I did try to straighten it out a bit with a hammer against some wood because I didn't want it to look like I just didn't give a crap. It is slightly bent. If you look at it, it is slightly bent. If you look down, you can tell a bit better. And I plan on fixing that at some point. So, for those of you who have OCD, calm the funk down. It'll be okay. What am I listening to at this very moment in time? That's the right one, left one. Ow! Let's do a wrapper. Okay. That's about it, I guess. So, apocalyptic spear axe thing. Yes, it will be an axe. I wanted to make this like a catapult kind of thing, but then I was like, I can cut things with this. Why? Why make it into a catapult whenever I can just leave it so I can like cut off the squirrel head or something? Just hold the squirrel in there. Right there. Boom. There you go. You're done. I think that's about all. So just to recap, apocalyptic spear made out of a pole saw, hunting knife, which I put a bevel there too, so you can like that instead of just having to flip it around and do that. Obviously you have more cutting edge there and surface. But you know, why not just do that? That way you can, if you're just doing something with string, you just do that. That way you can chop and cut. It doesn't take much effort to do it either way, but hunting knife made out of an old piece of metal, made out of crappy pine, double-bladed combat knife, medieval style kind of thing, I don't know. Made out of the same thing, old piece of metal, crappy handle made of pine, somewhat crappy but also pretty darn useful kunai. Still can't throw it right. Made out of just a random piece of metal that I got from Home Depot. And then the saw blade sheath knife that my friend bought me for a freaking $1. $1 at the whatever store. By the way, it is legal. I looked. Eh, 5.5 inches is the legal limit in Texas. So, pole saw, knives. I'm SkyQuake21. Leave a like, comment something positive. Don't be that person that's a butt. Subscribe, share with your friends, tell them about me, tell them about my smart aleck-ness, and yeah, I'm SkyQuake21, and I'll see you all there. Boom.